I'm asking you, who has authority over you? Who has authority over you? Is it that video game? Is it the next book that you're going to read? This next romance? Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Emerance podcast. I'm your host, Emerance Victoria, and today we are going to talk about knowledge. Okay? We are going to talk about knowledge because that is the cure for fear. That is the cure for everything that I spoke about in last podcast episode. And it's because I want you guys to be ready. Okay, I want you guys to be ready to understand that there is a lot of things that's happening without your knowledge because you are not seeking it. Okay? You shall seek. If you seek, you shall find. Okay? That's what the Bible teaches us. The Bible teaches us to seek so we can find. All right. And when I was studying ancient Kemet and understanding that, oh my gosh, the Greek philosophy, these philosophers that we've been, studying in school, they all came from my ancestors. They all came from my people being able to study the universe, being able to understand life. It came from the good scribe Tehuti. That energy, it turned into Hermes in Greek or Enoch in the Bible. Those are the things that you have to understand because it's knowledge. Okay? Knowledge is very powerful. And this knowledge that we have today, especially at school, it's all scammed knowledge, okay? Knowledge that you're not actually using in your everyday life. I want you to understand that it is your spirituality that you use in everyday's life. Every day as you wake up, it's a new life that you're living, okay? You've been living many different lives every day. But without knowledge, without knowing what you're doing, without knowing your mission, you're just going to be living like a robot, living like the nice guy. I don't know if you saw that movie. Okay, I think it's the nice guy, nice guy. It's like a guy that is living in a video game. That movie represents us. Okay, we keep going to the same cycle. Sometimes we go on vacation, sometimes we do, but we have a set schedule and we're feeding it to our agendas, we're feeding it to our emails, we're feeding it to everything. AI is everywhere, and you guys are don't understand that you have been building this AI, okay? But nothing that is built, it's like everything that we build always have a positive and negative energy because we also have a positive negative energy. But I just want you to guys to understand that when I talk about knowledge, the first thing that I want you guys to know is to never feed AI your routine. Try to switch your routine sometimes. Okay, like me, sometimes I would wake up and work out, sometimes I don't. And then sometimes my sister is like, oh, what happened? You're not working out anymore? No, my workout is a lifestyle. I don't want to be predictable. Why do you want to predict me? Guys, think about it. Okay, those are the things that I want you guys to understand and to know because as you're going to go and reach a certain level of consciousness, you understand that you have to live as a spirit. Okay, your spirit is not bound by food, by all of these things. So sometimes, yes, you do have to fast. Sometimes, yes, you have to not indulge in these things that makes you connected, so grounded to this earth. Okay, so those are the stuff that I want you to take from this video. First thing first, I spill it out because I'm like, I don't want to forget. Okay, so let's go back to knowledge being the cure of fear. Okay, knowledge, why is it the cure of fear? Because guys, if I did not go and read the Satan's Bible, okay, Satanism Bible is literally something that I read and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the self first energy, right? It's like self first, but what I understood, it's very egoistic. And I'm like, oh my gosh, a lot of people are already practicing what the Satan's Bible is saying. We celebrate our birthdays, we put a lot of importance in ourselves, and it's like a lot of contradictions. Like I'm reading something and I'm like, oh my gosh, like am I glorifying that Satanism is always about the individual. But I understood that, wait a minute, this is how the devil works, right? It pushes us to, put more importance in ourselves, but then we forget the community, right? we think that the stuff that we're doing, even though we're doing and stuff like it's good for us, someone always feel hurt, and then it's like a competition now all over. But I'm like, it's so complex, this whole thing, it's very complex. And I want you guys to understand that when I talk about self-love, I want you to uplift yourself so that you can uplift someone else. In the plane, what they tell you about, helping yourself before you help a child or help the person next to you if they're having difficulties reaching that oxygen mask. The oxygen mask needs to be put on yourself first before you put it on someone else, right? So this is another analogy that I'm going to use because I've always laughed at aunties telling kids that, oh, if the kid wanted our connection, they should come to us. But a lot of adults forget, actually, a lot of adults forget that they have this authority over us. They are the image, the example that we get to follow so that we can live this life. And so, if our own people cannot guide us with their actions, then a lot of us will be lost and going to other people, right? So, this knowledge that we have to understand that as you came first on earth, you have a homework to walk this godly, this good life, a good life in harmony with others. Not a life where you're hating other people because they're more successful, they're more beautiful than you. It's not a competition. You have to understand that this is the main character energy. Okay? Where are you in your life? What is your character? Are you still waiting for someone to give you the go to go somewhere? I'm talking because I am in that. I'm not the main character in my life yet. I'm working towards that. And that's why I'm going to take a break from podcasting because I need to focus. I need to pull my energy and put it in there. But that is just podcast. Okay, I'm going to show you, I'm going to take you with me. So follow me on social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, YouTube. I'm there at the Emirates because I'm going to share you some raw wisdom. I don't have time to edit anymore, but I will when I come back. Okay, I want to come back and be the goddess, the highest self that I can be, so that I can give you more energy, because this energy, guys, there is a change happening. And if you guys are not awakened, please do pick up a book. Okay? I created this page on my website where you can go, just enter your email, you will see all the books that I am suggesting to read. And some books, you have to understand that you're not probably ready to read it yet, but it is good to start somewhere. One of my like beautiful, beautiful books that I love is From Niggas to Gods by Akil. Read some books. And the reason why I'm saying to read is because it's different. YouTube has this way of like distracting you with all the stuff, the ads and stuff, right? And you don't fully just pay attention to everything. But when you read, especially if that book has this highest spirit that was encoded in it, you are going to actually get some memories out from yourself. You're going to be like, damn, that is true. You're going to look at the truth and you're going to be like, that is so true. I agree. Okay, guys. So the cure for fear is knowledge. One thing that I love about this world is how hypocrite a lot of things are. Okay. I remember growing up, even whether it was at school or when I was getting my jobs and all that, there was always these things that people used to say. You have to make informed decisions. We want you guys to make informed decisions, okay? But honestly, a lot of us do not make informed decisions. Every time there's an update on a policy, can be anywhere with any business, we just say, I agree. When we get a new phone, we just agree. We just sign contracts everywhere we go when we don't even know, because we don't make knowledgeable, informed decisions. We don't. I'm speaking the truth here. You're listening to me, but you can agree that many times you buy a product, it has all these warnings, you know, especially even clothes, like let's say Fashion Nova, it has a whole warning about cancer and the material stuff, but people keep buying, you know, it is informed there. And this is where I'm going to get at, okay? And I love talking about the Satan's energy, because again, when I talked about reincarnation, I don't remember when I talked about it, but if you consumed all my content, I eventually spoke about reincarnation. And so the idea with a reincarnation is, everyone, when you die, you get through this process of judgment. And I say that you meet Osiris because he is the god of the underworld. Okay, and then you have the scale of Ma'at, and you have to say that you have not done wrong, so that you can actually not reincarnate in this limited world, but you can become the highest spirit. Okay, and you can freely do whatever you want. You can visit a person on earth and stuff, but in order for you to reach that, you have to die as a sage. You have to die with Christ consciousness. Okay, so unless you reach that, you won't be able to just reincarnate as a spirit, a great spirit. Okay, so if your heart is still bound by earth, you still have some regret, you still have some stuff, you are thrown into this animal and you come back here. Okay, but it's a whole process. Well, I went through it obviously because I'm here, but I don't have memories of what exactly happened. So all that I'm sharing with you is knowledge that I got from reading about ancient Kemet religion. But you have to understand that it is a process. And when you understand this process, you actually have to understand, okay, so when you die, you get judged, and obviously you meet someone, we can say it's a god, or the god that you think you're going to meet. But listen, whenever you do something wrong on earth, you are judged. All right. And now when we talk about this set energy, this um really bad energy, the Satan energy, the one that's killing, the one that's ruining a lot of people's lives, the one that's making a lot of countries and bloodline disappear from earth. You know, there's a lot of blood that came with a lot of religion that you are part of, okay? And I want you guys to understand that that energy, the people that created that, the people that made it happen, you have to understand there is a reason why they are so old, they don't want to die. That is knowledge I'm sharing with you, okay? Because it's an agenda that has been created long time ago. An agenda that is created for you to get false knowledge so that you can make false decisions. You know, you make decisions based on false information. Okay, because if you knew that monotheism is a false view that you have when you read the Bible, because the Bible does have God and Satan's energy in there, and you have to understand why. Why is it so confusing? It's because you have to understand that you have to raise your consciousness. Every time you read the Bible and your consciousness gets higher and higher, you'll now understand there's codes in there, there's symbols, there's numerology, there's astrology, there's everything. There's history in there. Okay, but you have to raise your consciousness. You have to read other people's research, other people's discovery. You have to listen to other people. Okay, you have to also tap into yourself and also go back to yourself, go back into yourself, and go into this introspection. Guide yourself somewhere. Ask yourself those questions, like, what have you been doing so that you can elevate your spirit, elevate yourself? Whenever you go back inward and you want to focus on you and you want to fix your life, you are raising your Christ consciousness. Whenever you evaluate yourself, whenever you want to go do good, whenever you stay positive, that feeling, the joy that you have, that is your Christ consciousness rising up. All right, you have to understand it's important. I want you guys to have knowledge, because if you have knowledge, then fear gets out of the way. When you have knowledge, you understand why the Bible has been so strict on leaving this desire of this world's stuff, money and stuff. And that's why there's a lot of confusion when it comes to money, when it comes to all of this, because when you love something, and it becomes the root of all evil, because it changes you. A lot of people don't know that as a human being, you are very manageable. People can just change your personality without you knowing. You know that, right? You copy people's personality. You have a new boyfriend and suddenly you start acting like him. Suddenly you start speaking like him. You have a new friend and suddenly you do things like them. So I'm asking you, who has authority over you? Who has authority over you? Is it that video game? Is it the next book that you're going to read? This next romance, Yo, there's this one new thing that I learned and I didn't think of it, which makes total sense. But like, porn is everywhere, right? And I feel like porn, not just even the word porn. I remember there was this time where people would say like food porn and stuff like, yikes, guys, your brain literally connects to the real world of porn, what it actually means. And then you suddenly become horny and you don't even understand why. Guys, this trip that we're going through, this traveling, this world, this journey that you're walking in, it's not an easy journey. But one thing that I said in the previous podcast episode is knowledge is the cure of fear. Because once you know, you stop doing what you used to do. It is a process. Let's stop thinking that this world is like Hollywood, that just in the next day you're going to stop doing what is wrong for you. But you have to always understand that every day you can make 1% improvement. Every day you get this detachment from things that you used to love, but it is detached because you're finally accepting yourself. I've been telling you guys that when you are born, you're 100% spirit, but not really, because you still have this body, you have a body. All right. So when you're in your mom's stomach, you're 100% spirit. And when you are out, 90%, 80%, 70% comes the age of 7, bruv. You either forgot everything or your parents were smart enough to educate you, which means extract the knowledge that you already know within yourself. That good character, the goodness in you. When a child is born and lives in goodness, by the age of 7, the child still has that self-confidence, because now he's not confused. He knows what he is. He knows he is love, and he is always going to be loved. But a lot of us, we grew up and then we got all confused. We're supposed to be loved and then we're no longer loved. The God on earth that we saw as gods, our own parents, are acting very much weird. And now we have to be parent at the age of 7, 16, 18. This world is messed up. But without the knowledge, are you actually willing to just stay like that? I just gave you some information, and most of you guys are going to just stay status quo, won't even do anything to change your lives. And one thing that I've always asked myself, it's like, yo, how come certain people are unable to accomplish certain things? It's because you guys have to understand that a lot of people who are accomplishing certain things are doing it by selling their soul, by cheating, by doing things that you, when they are offering it to you, you wouldn't do. So, what is it that you have to do? You have to go back to yourself, know yourself, understand your history, go back and look. If you're Congolese, look at the Congolese, the Congo history. If you are Bantu, look at Bantu. What is Bantu? Look at yourself and be like, who am I? I'm not a slave. My ancestors might have come here with a ship, but I'm not from a ship. Okay? Understand that there's a beauty in knowing your history. Because if I can tell you that everything you know up until now is full of lies, full of brainwashing, and that my purpose here is to help you unlearn all of this, is to help you move towards your goddess, your highest self. I actually wrote a book, and that's also another reason why I have to take a break, is for me to actually focus on that book, write it pretty well, rewrite it, and then I'm gonna give it to you guys. And for me, that book is literally for the gods and goddesses who are done playing nice, who are done playing by the matrix rules. But guys, this fight is not a fight that you fight the same way. It's not physical. It has never been physical. It's pure psychology, pure spiritual. It's pure craziness. It's wild, but it's nothing that you cannot overcome. It's nothing that you are not powerful enough to overcome in your life. You have the power. The reason why Jesus Christ was crucified, the reason why that Jesus Christ's spirit was done the way it was done, it's because he came and said to you that you do not need the government, that you do not need a church to go back to yourself. All you need is raise Christ consciousness. Go through that, go and uplift that Christ oil from your 33 vertebrae and let it kiss your pineal gland. Let it nourish you. Okay, sometimes people we wanna be scared all the time, but no, you have the authority. You are the authority. Okay, you are the main character of your life. And I want you guys to understand that as soon as I'm done here, when I come back by the end of summer, I'm gonna be a different person. This year is not gonna be the same. But I want you to come with me. Come with me. All right? Change your life, manifest good things. You have to understand that this matrix told you that it's with sweat and effort that you have to get things. But you have to understand that Black people aren't lazy for no reason. We're highly intelligent, highly beings. We're very high beings. You know, you smoking and you want to get high, those are the things that you can do just by meditating, just by becoming your highest self. There are things that you haven't seen, but you're able to see when you tap into that. So know yourself, know your history, know where you come from. Okay, follow me on TikTok at the Emirates. Get on this live every Sunday. I'm going to preach. We're going to move past the history unveiled, but we're still going to talk about history because the Bible is so powerful. As soon as I tap into this history of the Bible, we are going to talk about what the Bible is actually there to to teach us. All right. I'm giving you all of this is because these are the stuff that I'm here to tell you. Your life is very much spiritual. Unless you want to stay and live in this physical world, I'm going to tell you right now, this physical world is going to, you have to not just exchange your time with anything money. You're going to start exchanging your life with AI. You're no longer going to tap into that intuition. You're going to start asking AI, should I date this guy? I don't want that. I want you guys to have the power. I want you to be able to manifest the man that you want, the woman that you want. I want you guys to be so powerful that you manifest the money that you need. You guys, when I manifested this exactly, I told myself that I'll never worry about money and I'll never have to borrow money from someone else. And I can tell you guys, it's been over 6 years and I've been living in that truth. And right now, I am living in this manifestation that I prayed for, this manifestation that I've been hardcore on. And I really need to focus because it's becoming truth. It's my reality right now. And I'm letting you guys go with this message. This is probably the end of season 4. The season 4 was here to help me with this transition. But I'm not going anywhere. Keep connecting with me on social media at the Emirates. All right? This is a spiritual fight. I'm not here to confuse you. I'm here to tell you that everything that you see, keep getting knowledge. Keep understanding that there's something going on. But you can no longer be a slave. You can no longer exchange your life for money. You have to live in that authority. You have to be so much in your authority, in that asset mindset, that you are having lots and lots of assets in your name. Okay? There's enough richness in this world for everyone. All right? You don't have to live the way you live. Just letting you know. You don't have to live in negativity. You don't have to ask anyone for permission. But we live like that because we were conditioned to be like that. Everything that we look at, someone, there's always a dad going to work, there's always a mom going to work, there's always a family, some drama, some all that. But that's a script that we have to say no to. It's not your reality. You have a blank canva. I'm giving you this blank canva. I want you to actually go and write down what you want to do in your life. All right. So the link for the books recommendation will be in the show notes. Don't forget to connect, all right, at the Emirates. And remember, until I come back with season 5, self first isn't selfish. It's a standard. Bye-bye.